Hello, everyone. Once again, thanks for tuning in. You listen to World Combat Sports. I'm just going to leave out the intro today. I have some stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? It's been a busy one. First of all, shout out and salute to all the supporters that tune in and rock with World Combat Sports. I appreciate you. I want to get right down to it. It's not going to be extensively long, but I want to start off with today's events down here at State Farm Arena. Gervonta Davis and Mario Barrios appeared for the first time to kick off their press tour. I mean, whatever you want to call it, leading up to their fight day, June 26th. Let me tell you a little bit about what I took from it. Um, the fact that Mario Barrios, after seeing him fight Ryan Carl and seeing him in person, he is about 6 feet, something like that, a little shorter. He has some height, and I would assume some reach advantage. I'm not sure, but he's definitely taller. You know what I'm saying? If you can take this right here, take this for what it's worth. Hold on for a second. You be the judge. I know it's out there already, but this is the one I took. Just look at the height differential right there between Barrios and Gervonta. So you can see a significant difference. Not that much. You know what I'm saying? Barrios has long arms. And we already know what Gervonta's capabilities are. He's gonna have to chop down the tree and make it a point to slow down Barrios. And if he, and chop him down as much as he can before it gets into the mid to later rounds. But with me saying that, I say this is that I've witnessed Gervonta stay on the hunt for the entire 12-round fight. So I really can't say you need to break Barrios down. The only reason I even mention it is because he's moving up to another weight class, his third division, which is a heavier weight class at 140 pounds. That's pretty much why I said what I said. We haven't seen Gervonta fight at 140. And his first fight at 140, he's basically fighting the champion. I know it's a secondary belt, but it's a champion. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take that in consideration. And it wasn't any unnecessary or injected drama into this presser. It was light, comparable to what Gervonta is capable of putting into a presser. Real talk. It was very, very light compared to what Gervonta Davis can do at pressers. We already seen it at the weigh-in last year with Gamboa. Caused some motherfucking mayhem, chaos, hysteria up in there. And that's what boxing likes. But I want to say this though. King Mitch in the building, what's good? Tank said he didn't even know Ramirez and Taylor were fighting. Look, man, the shit people are saying today is hilarious. I'm gonna get to that too. The presser went off, right? Pretty decent. But listen, ATL media, we barely have big fights down here as it is. Real talk. And I go up in these media events like scratching and clawing sometimes to get accepted or approved to some of these fights. And I actually know who's on the card and I'm putting in my leg work and shit, right? These cats get up here. The first question after I stop talking, dude gonna ask Gervonta about making weight at 140. I thought it just was the most asinine fucking question that you can ask. Gervonta is already late. He's never in a good mood when he comes to this. I take that back. The last press conference when he had his daughter on here, he was in his best mood. That was the best mood I ever seen Gervonta Davis in, when he had his daughter with him down here in the ATL and he had to sit next to him. But he came in today, he was solo. He with the team, and it was all business. This dude asking him about making weight. And Gervonta said, did I make weight last time? Okay, then, goddammit. Then another motherfucker asked about Casanova. And then another motherfucker asked about another rapper. That's why I go in these motherfuckers and try to shoot as quick as I possibly can. Because I understand ATL is not a boxing community. A lot of these cats are hip hop orientated media guys, but they're swear up and down they know boxing. They're swear up and down. I know boxing. I know boxing. I know it. I know boxing. Yeah, dudes down to my man. I covered this person, that person, and the other. Okay, you covered them, but do you know boxing enough to know what the fuck to ask these fighters? So Gervonta, after we done waited there for him, the shit get shut down. All because motherfuckers up there asking dumbass questions, man. They trying to talk about legal shit. They trying to bleed the questions over the legal shit. Gervonta ain't trying to hear that. Man, y'all need to do better. Else, when we have another presser down here, they choose to, wherever that may be, Lubin is not going to be as nice. I don't see him curve a boxer. Lubin ain't gonna do that shit. He gonna tell you straight like Gervonta. Erickson Lubin ain't gonna take no dumbass motherfucking questions. I seriously doubt J-Rock either. You know what I'm saying? We just need to do better when you're in a media scrum. It takes practice. I'm not the best interviewer, but I'm saying down here in the A, when we have big fights coming out here with names like Gervonta Davis, it'll be much better if we seem like we was prepared. I know it's not a team effort, but to ask about hip hop shit, to ask about him making weight, that tells me you're deficient in everything you need to know about this fight. Moving on. Pac-Man, what's good? Salute, Tay Jones in the building. So that's all I just had to mention that shit because it was just, at a point where I'm saying to myself, motherfuckers can do better. We can definitely do better if we're going to get fights down here and get names like that. We need to come up with a list of questions that's much, much better. Ramirez and Taylor, I'm just getting these topics out the way. Ramirez and Taylor fight is going down really soon. It's for the undisputed. But the crazy thing about it is all I'm hearing is who they may fight, who the winner may fight. They talk about Ramirez and Taylor winning, but they more concerned on who's going to get the first pop at the winner. Is it going to be Teofimo Lopez, Gervonta Davis, Terrence Crawford? You have so many motherfuckers putting their hand. I mean, so many people putting their name in the hat. Everybody wants to scoop up the titles. I'm curious to who it's going to be. Is it going to be Mikey Garcia? Who is it going to be to get the shot for a big ticket for whoever is winning these undisputed titles in the 140-pound division? Will they give it to somebody we may think that's outside the scope, like Regis Prograis? Will they give it to him? Will it be somebody that's not even on the radar? I doubt it, because they need to sell tickets now that the boxing is opening, the economy is opening back up. They need somebody with a name. Who would it be? The crazy part about it, not too many people talking about the fight itself. They just talking about the winner and who's going to have a pop at, a go at the winner. Bob Arum came out today and he basically confirmed. Bob Arum confirmed, Boxing News 24, they popped out an article and say Bob Arum confirms that Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3 is happening next, right? I mean, that's news we have already digested and soaked it all in, that this has been made official, right? So Bob Arum confirmed that Tyson Fury will be facing Deontay Wilder in the trilogy fight on July 24th, Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, we was pretty content on hearing that it's going to be at Allegiant Stadium. And I feel good about, the fight, if it's able to be a part of history and be the first mega fight, the first boxing match, the first championship bout, all of that into one to take place at Allegiant Stadium, coming out the pandemic, back in Vegas, after it's lifted everything. It would be epic. It would be great if that venue remains anchored in as the numero uno for this for this Wilder Fury fight. Bob also mentioned that, including Allegiant Stadium, it was pretty much 3 sites that he had in mind. So let me read you some of the article. It say Arum say they had several venues in Vegas that they're looking at to stage the Fury Wilder 3 clash. They'll be making a joint agreement on the site of the clash within a week. Now, what I like about this statement is it's not like Eddie Hearns, talking about some bum ass fantasy fight that he never ever had confidence in that was happening. Bob Arum is basically forced. He's forced, to make the wheel start spinning to get this fight going. If it's a promo tour, if it's promo period, I don't know how this fight is going to be promo. It's so big of a fight. I would be remiss to think that they will let this shit just slide through and then start promoting the fight on the first week of July. I truly believe they're going to take more interest into, taking advantage of us coming out the pandemic and have the fans come in for one of the livest pressers that we'll probably know. I think a lot has changed since the Fury Wilder won. I don't think we'll ever see them getting in each other's face like that and, trash talking for the cameras. I think that is over. I think they get that close to one another right now outside the ring. I think it's going to be freaking punishment. I think somebody's going to get slapped, not punched, slapped, just a wake up, just like it's not even going to be a bitch slap, but the sound of it's going to, it sound like, damn, you slapping 10 bitches on a row, pop, pop. It's not going to be that friendly status that you saw. It's not going to be as jovial and lighthearted. That shit is going to be absolutely personal. So I'm curious to know what Bob is going to do with this. So I believe him when he says it's going to be a joint agreement on the site. I do believe that. It said, contrary to popular opinion, the former WBC heavyweight champion Wilder, 42-1-1, 41 knockouts, never asked for step-aside payment. Arum said they were never in negotiations for step-aside deal by Wilder and his team after results of the arbitration case was revealed last Monday. I'm not sure if the entire scope of these mid-level media read articles or whatever you want to call it, but there you go. Wilder was not requesting step-aside money. He wasn't. So we can just let that go. Now the question comes in, how many of you are going to continue to bicker and whine, pleading for Wilder to take step-aside money? I'm asking you respectfully. I'm just asking you. Seriously, this is all respect, because I've heard so many of you talk about step-aside money. You're pleading. You're wishing and praying that Wilder takes step-aside money and allow Fury and Joshua to go on. I understand. That's exactly what you and any other listeners that you want. That want to tune in. I've heard a lot already. And I'm just asking you this respectfully when it comes to this situation, and to understand the seriousness of what happened in the rematch, and to understand that the way I see it, the way you're talking about, asking Wilder just to step aside, to take the step aside money and then come back, sort of like that Stephen A shit that I talked about the other day. I just want to respectfully tell you to shut the fuck up. Just do that. That's all. Respectfully. Arum is confident that Fury 30-0 and won 21 knockouts will knock out Wilder faster this time than he did a year ago when he stopped him in the 7th round in February 2020. The legendary promoter Arum isn't worried about Fury having lost the arbitration hearing because he feels confident that he'll defeat Wilder the second time. What Arum is concerned about is whether the IBF, WBA, and WBO heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua will win his next fight against WBO mandatory Alexander Usyk. What we aren't pretty much concerned about right now is Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is doing Joshua shit. So, that's what it is. But for Bob Arum to have an opinion on what he believes that may happen from this fight, the prediction that holds no weight, it has zero value. It's Bitcoin right now. You know what I'm saying? The fluctuation of Bitcoin. It don't even have value of a Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Fake Bitcoin too. He has the right to his opinion. So if he believes that Tyson Fury is going to come in there and finish Deontay Wilder that easily the second time around, okay. All right. Who am I to sit up here and go into a tangent about what Bob Arum said? He's done said some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? I hope to live as long as Bob Arum. But the shit you talking right now, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, shawty. For real. Bob Arum has a history, in law. So he respectfully said that the judge, the arbitrator got it wrong. He basically put it out there that, hey, he got it wrong. But, you win some, you lose some. You're definitely right. You do. You win some, you lose some. So that's what he had to say on that. That's worth talking about. The big date, July 24th, Las Vegas. It's official. We don't have to worry about, finding the date before September. This date is way before the cutoff of September, and we're good. We're good. If y'all not happy about this, I don't know what to tell you, but it's one of those deals where you have to pep yourself up to it if you wasn't already enthused about it. This is a huge mega fight. With this fight, right? Bob Arum did say one thing that kind of sat with me like I was chilling on a cactus on a sunny day. I just laid back and didn't know it was there. He said if Wilder wins, Fury will more than likely face him a fourth time. And me, I'm looking at this like, why? Why? So this makes all the sense in the world. And what I was saying to somebody else, that this is sort of kind of like a rematch because the first one was a draw. And this is kind of like a rematch to the second fight. Nobody won the first one. Fury won the second. Wilder won the third, right? So Bob Arum kind of put it out there like Fury will potentially face Wilder again for a fourth time. I say, who say what? Who say what? One more again? Why? Why should Fury have to face? Four is an even number. In this case, you're not going to have the result that you want because you have a draw in there and then you have a 1-1 situation. The tie doesn't need to be broken. The title has changed hands already and we need to move on from it. Not to just sit up here and say, okay, Deontay, you have your title back now. So just calm down. calm down. All right? I want you to get on the phone and listen to what Stephen A has to say. Since you got your title back, listen to what Stephen A has to say about it. You know, Wilder, you know, I said what I said, it was harsh, but you wouldn't prove me wrong. But now I want you to really think. I know before I said, hey, Wilder, just let it go. Just let this Fury thing go. Just let it go. Let Fury face Joshua in August. I know, champ, I said all of that. But I'm coming to you now after you have won your title back. And I'm asking you, brother to brother, will you find it in your heart to not only forgive me, but to forgive Tyson Fury too? The reason why I'm asking you, my brother, is the fact that I want you to fight him a fourth time. It's good for the sport. It's good for boxing. And it's good for your legacy there, Deontay. This motherfucker Stephen A is going to be trying to explain everything in the book. He's going to find some way to place Deontay in an inferior position. You know what I'm saying? Almost like he's a subordinate. That's basically the language that I felt when he was talking the other day. It felt like that subordinate talk. That, yeah, you are inferior. You should know your place. Let it go. Know your place. Let it go. Slide over and let these people get paid. That's all I want you to do, my brother. Then, after they finish making all those millions of dollars, Deontay, all you have to do is go fight them, win, and they got to come back and see you. I don't know shit about boxing, but I think that may work. I'll still be here at ESPN, so we can have this conversation. You know, we don't want to hear none of what Stephen A is talking about. You know, he know damn well he has no influence on anything, especially when saying that, okay, you should let them fight for undisputed. As if there's not going to be a rematch clause in that shit. You think Fury and Joshua is going to fight for undisputed with no rematch? Dude, Eddie Hearns, is he capable of making the fight happen without a rematch? Is he capable? Eddie Hearns is addicted to setting fights up and put a rematch in there. So you think Joshua losing his titles, Eddie Hearns is not going to have a rematch clause for Joshua to potentially come back? I said this already, to come back and win the titles again so he can be 3 times. Yeah, man, get out of here. No surrender, no retreat, goddammit. Moving on. I just wanted to put those little tidbits that, for one, you know, Arum has confirmed the on-site date, July 24th, like we know. I mean, a fight date. And then the venue, we pretty much going off Allegiant Stadium. We hope it stays primary to Allegiant so we can, you know, make the proper plans. And we all need to get together, especially those who witnessed what happened. You know, we need to make it happen because we don't want this to be turned into a situation that is frowned upon. And really, after what happened in Florida and all these other places, they can't talk shit. They can't say nothing. But anyway, I really want people to kind of unionize for this fight. Yeah, we need to go up here and stand up. We need to go cheer. We need to goddamn, you know, let our voices be heard when the champ turned the corner to go back to the Coliseum to compete for battle. We all need to be there. We all need to be, you know, loud as we possibly can. It's not this UK coming, these UK fans coming over here and drowning out a US fighter that did everything he's supposed to do over here. No, we don't need that. We need to get together. Get together. Vocalize our support. Maximize the entire fight week. Period. There's no way we should have this, the level of this particular fight and how much it deals with history and what we know about the rematch. It's no way we should even come into fight week and let any group, any minute, minimal group that's not even over here in America, it's a neighboring country, whatever the case, they shouldn't be able to drown out any boxing fans over here. And this goes for the naysayers and the haters too. Get together, man. You know, if you still on the fence on whether you want to support, show up to the fight to see him contend, and then you make your decision after the fight is over with. Once he gets his belt and you still hating, then you just one of them hating ass motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But it's simple. If you want Tyson Fury to win, go see Tyson Fury fight, because you get a 2-for-1 special. You're going to see Tyson Fury and you're going to see Deontay Wilder. That's the grand scheme of things right there. It's a beautiful picture. And that shit's happening in July. We can put this shit to bed. Y'all can just, stay on topic, talk about this boxing shit, talk about the fight, talk about supporting the champ out of Tuscaloosa, talk about redeeming how we failed to begin with, if that's possible. That's all I'm saying. Because obviously his name has been buzzing inside and outside the ring. People are pleading and begging to have Deontay Wilder on their panel. You want him on your panel for an interview. You want to hear the champ talk, because look, one of the most easiest interviews in boxing is Deontay Wilder. Why? Because you ask him one question, he's going to tell you everything he wants you to hear, and then he's going to stop talking when he feel like it. That's the easiest interview you can get. He's going to give you enough content that you're going to hear everything you want to ask. And then when he stop talking, you'll be like, well, to go back to what you said earlier, this, and this. And then he's going to tell you some more. That's the easiest interview. But the only thing about it is, it won't be no grandstanding. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to do that shit for grandstand appearance, just to say, well, hey, Deontay, it's all respect for me being on this panel, but I have to ask hard questions. I want to ask about all the accusations. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about the shit you talked about your team. I want to talk about everything. No, don't nobody have time for that. Right now, we head into a trilogy. The only important note is heading forward. Now, of course, we just can't smooth that shit over. It's a part of boxing, and also it's a part of Deontay's boxing history. So yeah, it's going to be spoken on. But don't make it into a point where you just want to have an attendance or an appearance and you want to say, I want to be the one to ask. You know how many people don't ask him that shit? There's plenty of people that don't talk about it. But what I'm asking is, especially for all the black boxing fans out there, y'all need to show up in Vegas, man. Massive. Need to be the largest group of black boxing fans that's ever amassed in one fight. Period. And anybody getting mad at me saying black, I can give a fuck what you get mad at. You hear other people, saying this and that and this pride and that pride. When a black person say something about black pride, you want to talk about race? No, we're talking about we need as many black boxing fans to show up in Vegas this year and support the champ. Whether you like them or not, if, like I said before, show up. All the speculation and questions. If you feel that it's not enough time for him to improve, okay. But the motherfucking fight is going to be epic. It's going to be history making. It's full of suspense and climax. It has a story plot. It has a backstory to it. It has everything you ever wished for in a boxing match. But all we need is more fans, man. We need more fans to stop bickering over what a grown-ass man is doing that they don't like because they complain about, and think about what he has done for the sport, what he continued to do for the sport, and where he's headed right now. He's headed back into a trilogy because he stood on his strength and completed his arbitration. Be proud, be happy, smile, and goddamn, let's lock hands and go support him in Vegas. That's all I gotta ask to my people. That's who I'm asking. I need for y'all to show up in the largest crowd we've had of the boxing match of this era. We need to support the heavyweight champ return to the ring. It's totally up to you. If you're a rat who used to support, but then you thought the arbitration was going to go in favor of Fury to fight Joshua, and you've been talking so much, you show up too. That's all. You show up too. The more, the merrier. Because when you talking shit and we drowning your ass out, you the one gonna look stupid. But yet your eyes will not deceive you. Just go there and watch the fight. Can't wait. Moving on. D-Ray in the building. What's good? Get to some of these comments. Bob Arum said COVID is over. He must have that Trump for a cocktail. His old ass better be careful. Yeah, he just want to get back. You know, he's Bob Arum say what Bob Arum wants to. It doesn't matter, man. Fury gloves did look funny though. Wilder didn't start fighting till he was grown, man. It was a natural talent. It's natural talent. Natural. Yes, it's innately gifted. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you're right. Hearns only allowed Kell Brooks to fight without a rematch clause. God damn. That is some truth to that. But you know what? He didn't. You're right. I just leave it at that. Kell is brave for fighting Triple G, but he washed now. Oh, you can call it whatever you want, brave or whatever. It's boxing, man. It's plenty of people in other comeback sports, and even boxing who fight heavier individuals. I mean, it's boxers who fight heavier boxers or spar heavier fighters in sparring. You just don't go your whole career and get stronger by sparring guys equal to lower weight than yourself. That's just not how you improve. You have to step in there with a bigger fighter sometime. I'm not saying all the time. I'm saying sometime. You have to. I know them tickets for the third fight going up. Yeah, I hear you on that, Jake. Them tickets gonna be incredible. So, you know, they need to come up with some type of fundraiser. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but somehow YouTube do all this stuff. You know, y'all get together with all these super chats y'all get, and help out some of these other people. You know, allow some other fans raffle a lottery or something to get 10 tickets. That's 10 fans we didn't have. But once again, I'm not expecting people to do the right thing. You get 10 fans to come to the damn fight. You motherfuckers act like they showing up to the fight, and you see them outside the venue trying to scalp the ticket for double the price. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but we need to do something so we can maximize our attendance. That's what we need. We need to maximize our attendance for this fight. It's epic. It's definitely history. It's already in the history books. We already seen what went on, you know, the rights and wrongs, the scandal and all that shit, the deception, the plotting. We done seen the lies. Man, we done seen everything. The lies, especially in the media. The propaganda. Like I told you, if it was somebody who I communicated with earlier who called themselves a friend and now they off and they distance all because of who I support, then you're right where you're supposed to be because you actually did something for me. You helped me out. I say that because there's some people that really, truly separated themselves all because of the Deontay Wilder situation. And it's amazing. It's amazing boxing. Imagine if you can make a decision like that in boxing to talk about boxing, to talk about the fights. So that's how invigorated, that's how what's the word I'm looking for? That's how committed you are to talk about boxing. But people are committed to separate and distance themselves and make it personal just because you support a fighter they don't like. So you don't hear from them no more. They don't show up to your channel. Newsflash. I really want this newsflash to work. It does no good to tell people you're not showing up to my channel when I'm not even live every day. I have health care and I'm retired. But I do love combat sports. So some of you have to sit down in front of this freaking microphone and talk boxing and talk whatever you do. You have to. You can't skip days like I do. You have to sit down here. I've been through the trenches. I did what I had to do in life. I'm retired. I retired at 37 years old. I thank God for that. But this Deontay Wilder situation has caused people to just reach an all-time point where they're seriously angry. That the first thing out their mouth is, "Hey man, you know that WCS man, fuck that nigga, man. He up there talking that shit about Deontay. Deontay saying all that shit about his team, man. He up there supporting that bullshit." And these are the same motherfuckers, right, that want to have him on their show to talk. Man, we're gonna try to get him on here. If we can't get him, we're gonna get Mark Breland. Okay, go ahead. Mark Breland, he ain't talking shit except to the UK. He give the UK media all the damn meat and potatoes. He give y'all ass crumbs. He basically say, over here in the US, man, I don't want to talk about it. July 24th, people. We need to be in there deep. So when he do turn that corner, and when he come out the tunnel and turn that corner, that energy need to be at a level that he hasn't experienced in his boxing career. That's real talk. He needs to be if he, you know, whatever suit he has on, mask, he hear that noise and that shit is goddamn vibrating. He's saying, "God damn, they showed up." That's how the energy needs to be, man. This is the new one. This is a new year and a totally different new fight. This is new everything. So get with who you know and try to put some shit together, man, for more people to show up. I know everybody can't afford it. You know, they're trying to raise taxes and shit, get their stimulus money back. It's incredible, bro. It's incredible. But what I'm talking about is somehow, some way, man, being in Vegas to support this fight. And to the lead up, the pressers. asking the right questions. Because listen, I know people are hoping and wishing that they have a press conference. It's not going to be as easy as some of your YouTube media to get access to this particular fight. But, that's just the way it's going to be. I remember the Canelo Alvarez and Triple G. They was in separate rooms. It wasn't as live as you saw Canelo with the Billy Joe Sanders post fight. You could. So if they have a press tour and you get approved or whatever, it's not going to be as easy as Deontay Wilder. Let's go back just several months later, back to 2020, when it's not going to go that way. It's not going to be every question 10 to 15, 20 that you asking the same shit about the Tyson Fury cheating scandal, him firing Mark Breland, tainted water. That's not going to go in recession like that. It's going to be more so, asking questions about how did he feel after the fight initially was over, officially rather, was over, and he had time to recover. What was your thought process? What were you thinking about? Did you replay the fight over and over in your head? Did you know what things went wrong you could have did better? Did you question yourself on why your body felt the way it did? Did you start putting things together? How long did it take for you to start putting the puzzle pieces together as to why you felt the way you did? Why the punishment was delegated the way it did? Questions, just trying to have him, okay, how did the process work for you? Was it mentally draining for you to replay that fight back in your head over and over again, the amount of punishment you're taking, then hearing the media say what they had to say, counting you out, telling you to retire, you're mentally depressed. At any point in your time when you was kicked up in your mansion, did you want to goddamn go over there and slap the shit out of the damn Pugmire? Did you? Because if you did, I'm clapping. It's all good. But how did you absorb and soak that shit all in, hearing the media just continue to light the torches? They was out here trying to lynch a motherfucker in the media. It's over. It's over. I'm going to be honest. It's over for Deontay. Hearing him talk and firing Mark Breland is over. He can't recover. He can't. He fired the best guy on his team. I say, damn, how convenient for them to say he fired the best guy on his team when media was telling everybody that he needs to fire everybody on his team. So how all of a sudden you want to include Mark Breland's Olympic pedigree and his freaking professional achievements and everything else when it comes down to him being separated, fired? Now all of a sudden he's important to talk to. Not only is Mark Breland important to talk to, but his son all of a sudden is the main focal point of the media. One thing I don't like doing is playing with somebody's kids. I know everybody, even adult, there's somebody's kids, but I'm speaking in the sense of Mark Breland and his son. I wouldn't have that young man, and me and him had some dialogue. I don't even want to mess with that because that dude has his whole life in front of him. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't want to fuck with him and use him to come on the show and ask him some questions and argue with him. But for those who felt it was okay to have him on your show and bash Deontay, okay. But look at this right here. You have now the opportunity for all the time that you was upset to show up in Vegas in July. And if you was the same one saying Deontay Wilder got his ass whooped 50, 60, 70 times a week, Tyson Fury beat his ass, he should take his beating like a man. If you're that guy or girl All you have to do is show up in Vegas, July, to see if you was right. That's all. Don't stay at home and say, you know what, man, I ain't supporting that fight. You gotta support it. You know why? Because you said so much fucked up shit the first time. Don't talk so bad about Deontay and say, you know what? I ain't a Tyson Fury fan. I'm not a Tyson Fury fan. But I'm going for Tyson Fury. I mean, that shit is fucked up. Don't that blend in with just haterism? Like, come on, man. Like you'll find all these things to say about a clean ass fighter never popped to anything. You know the history, but yet you'll glorify Tyson Fury, who's a bona fide crackhead, a cheat, a dope fiend, a man who cheated once and a man who cheated again. I mean, you know what it is. He's a motherfucking cheater. But you have even my people, you have black media that'll sit up here and defend Tyson Fury actions that he went in there and defeated Deontay Wilder and forget about what he did back then. He paid his price. He paid his dues. They'll just overlook that motherfucker and say, yeah, he was suspended. So what? Wilder still got that ass whooping. They didn't have shit to do with him winning the unified titles back then and him being suspended and leaving the sport. He had mental health issues. Anyway, show up July, man. That's all I got to say. Just show up July and we can all have a better day. We can all, communicate once again. Because I think I done lost 50 motherfuckers. Motherfuckers don't even goddamn want to talk. God damn it, he got another thumbnail up. I don't even talk about Wild all day. But if I did, what are you gonna do about it? King Miss say, man, Canelo was saving his English until he left. Oscar and Golden Boy, you fight nobody. You fight nobody. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. Horrible. A fighter, LOL, Andrade's pot was heated. He was, man, because that's his son. Like I said before, bitch. His dad never should have showed up in there talking. It's good for you to show up with your son. All right. But, bro, that's just not the time for you. Let your son handle this. You know what I'm saying? I can see if it was Kenny Porter. I mean, that's a little bit different father and son time. I can see if it was Tony Harrison Pops when he was living. You know what I'm saying? I can, if your Pops is truly like, I just didn't think that was a place for him right now. Because I know his pops want his son to get that big payday. And Canelo was saying payday, 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 payday. Canelo was very, very theatrical, and I couldn't blame him for what he was doing. He was acting a fool that time. Just like I used to tell people Anderson Silva know English. And they say, no, he don't. He only speak Portuguese. I say, Anderson Silva knows English. I've heard him talk clear freaking English. He just don't respect U.S. fans enough to have a post-fight interview and speak all English. He's going to speak to his people. He's going to speak to his people. That's it. He's going to have the translator do their job, and he's going to go on about his business. Now that he is where he is, after he goes in here and fights Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., he probably will get on the mic. If you ever heard Anderson Silva talk, he's a killer physically. But when he talks, I saved myself. I wanted to come back. I didn't think I was going to step in the ring with a legend and Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. He got this high-pitched falsetto voice. But dude is absolutely man. He's one of the best ever mixed martial arts practitioners. But anyway, that's off topic. Willie Lowe in the building, man. Shout out to Willie Lowe. Out here grinding, man. Shout out to Tuscaloosa in the building. Appreciate you pulling up, man. Miss say Punch told me Breland had fans. What fans? Look, fans. Mitch, when you put an S on fans, it makes it plural. Plural is more than one. So there might have been two. I tried to break this shit down. You can have an S on something and it becomes plural. If more than one, it becomes plural. So if he had 1 to 2 fans, okay, cool. That's not what people was talking about. Not until he was fired. Wilder brought Breland back to life. Pallbearer raising the urn for the Undertaker. Now he's fired. Who's gonna put Breland on that team now? Nobody. Man, Breland. I remember people hopping up and down, tapping their heels when that picture was taken. You know, he was just over there with a good friend and Ronnie Shields. Ronnie Shields always defended Mark Breland. And that's not something that's bad. I mean, they have respect for one another. They're in boxing. You have to understand, Mark Breland was a boxer. So if him and Ronnie Shields was friend, cool. They took a picture together, and people say, "Oh yeah, Mark Breland on on Charlo's team." That's not the case, man. That's not true. Anytime you ask a question in English and they ask in Espanol, most likely they can speak English too. Yeah, man. You know, what I would tell people is to teach your kid Spanish at least. I think majority of the households should do that because it's good for your kid to be able to increase their worth. You know what I'm saying? Of being a bilingualist. You know, makes thousands and thousands more money if you're able to be bilingual because it's more and more Spanish speaking people that need translators. You know what I'm saying? That's not fluent in English yet. They're not. Silva spoke great English on Hawani show. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You know what it is? That's gonna be my logo all the way into the fight. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be my logo all the way until they touch gloves. God damn it. I ain't changing it back. You either know what the channel is or you don't. But everybody who do, they're gonna have to tune in and see that goddamn logo up there. That's all I gotta say. There's more than one way to get people's attention. You don't always have to speak on it. You can do little small shit that people pay attention to. But y'all know what it is, man. That's how we're gonna stay on here long tonight. I just wanted to, give a little brief summation about the press of the day. It was a light one. It's gonna be interesting. I started to ask. Well, I don't know if you've seen the video, but I asked Barrio a question because I really wanted to understand where he was going with it to see what his response would be. It's nothing against Barrio, but I just see everything that's going on. I hear it. He say, "You're fighting for La Raza." I say, what does that mean exactly? He say, "Yeah, it doesn't mean, I just want to see if you would stand on your square and say, okay, it means I'm fighting for my people. I'm fighting for all the Mexican that's out there. I'm fighting for my people." Maybe that's where us as blacks, we need to start adopting the black, green, and red. What's wrong? I'm like trying to. What's wrong with it? Because everywhere I look, I see Mexican fans doing what they normally they feel is normal. I don't see a problem with it, but yet I have to say this: a lot of our boxers are repping Mexican colors. The outfit looks nice, but you're repping another country's colors. It can be one or two things. You can be rubbing it in their face that they about to step in here and compete under your colors, and being that you're a black man in society, or you can really truly support, the Mexican boxers all across the world. It can be one of those two things. But it is African colors out there too now. I know it's a lack of culture, but goddamn it, we need to find some. We need to create it. Everything else, look, everything else is being created. They coming up with these dumbass challenges every other week. Somebody can come up with a culture for black people to stick to across the board and start working on growing. That's what we need to do, especially in this sport of boxing. We need to start walking to the ring with the red, green, and black. Raza going to be upset after Tank turned him into a taco. CJ trying to stir up some shit. Be careful, Jade. Jade trying to mention tacos when it comes. See, that's what black people they have to understand what their words mean, because when the whole wrath of the Mexican fan base in boxing come talking about watermelon fried chicken, then the blacks, we're gonna take it as if, oh, that's just straight up racism. But I tell them like this: y'all eat fried chicken just as much as we do. Y'all tear through some watermelon just like we do. And not every black person like watermelon. I can tell you somebody who do. That's me. I eat a whole one in one sitting. Easy. It'll take me some time, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be hydrated. I'm gonna be hydrated than a motherfucker. That's just gonna be delicious. I'm gonna take my time. I eat a whole watermelon in one day, period. Easy. It doesn't even have to be refrigerated. Eat all that shit. I don't eat fried chicken like that, but I eat fried chicken like that. It's not on a regular basis, but goddamn it, what's wrong with fried chicken? It's not the most healthiest, but it tastes good. And then they talk about grits, knowing damn well they eat grits too. When people hear about grits, they don't know what the fuck it is until they eat some, and then they say, "Oh shit, I gotta have some more grits. I gotta have some grits with some real bacon now. Make that shit crispy. Give me that real sausage that you have to cut and you have to mold it with your hand, not the preset sausage patties that's already in the package, already pre-cut. Nah, we want the real shit." Ray said, "Gotta stay hydrated." Yes, sir, man. Watermelon is a great fruit. You know what I'm saying? But people, I got to bounce. I would definitely I got something coming up this weekend. You know, yeah, Michael Williams Jr. is fighting Gas in Alabama. Y'all be sure to check that out if you can. 116 boxing promotion. It'll be in Alabama. You know, he's fighting for his 18th victory. Man, shout out to him and his team that's over there helping him get ready and training. Roy Jones Jr. Everybody is Pop's creative mind behind everything. Be putting together these crazy ideas when it comes to anything his son has going on in boxing. I mean, he really should be working in the sport of boxing for what he's been able to be behind the scenes for his son. And that's just real talk. You can look at this shit and frown upon it, but when you really, if you follow all the shit he's done, I mean, it's just crazy. You just look back and say, damn, they did that. His dad go to the ins and outs, man. But check out his fight this weekend, man. Gas in Alabama, Roy Jones gonna be on deck, and Andrew Murphy, Team Lightning. He's another one of Roy Jones fighters down there. He's 1-0. Finally got his pro debut over with. Got the jitters out. He will be fighting on this card too. You know what I'm saying? Both of these guys are from Bodyhead Island. And I encourage you to check them out, people. That's all I can say. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports, man. You know what it is.